Too much talk, too much talk, too much talk, too much talk.
Hello!
Too much talk.
Hello! And hello again. Hello again. Here we are at Hollow Lane. Once upon a time, there was a storyteller. His name is Mr. Storyfella. He's also called Clive Big, and he doesn't wear a wig. He's a little bit weird with his little beard, but he doesn't care. He hopes you've got your ears in the right place. Yeah! Have you got your left ear in the right place and your right ear not in the wrong place? Then let's begin. Beyond the 7 seas. And behind the glass mountain, there is a little wooden hut. Let's go into the hut and see an old lady sewing a button onto a shirt. And in the folds of a brown skirt there is a flea. And in the belly of the flea there is a city. And at the edge of the city is a tree with 99 branches and 99 crows. And if you don't listen to the stories I'm about to tell you, those crows will fly into your room and peck off your nose. So listen to the stories, or else. That's a little bit different than Once Upon a Time, isn't it? Now, I'm not sure where this story comes from. Some people say it happened once upon a time. Other people suggest it happened a long, long time ago. I'm not sure. Perhaps it was a week last Tuesday. It definitely wasn't today because I've been around all day and I haven't noticed this one pop up until now. There was once a boy called Tommy. And Tommy went for a walk in the woods. And then he was thirsty and he saw a river, and so he put his hands together. Can you put your hands together? He scooped up the water to drink. What? The water's gone. Try again. Put your hands together. Scoop up the water to drink. Is my skin made of paper? Are my bones made of sponge? But then we hear a voice coming out of a hole in the ground. And climbing out of that dark hole is a nasty little elf. Yes, I am a nasty little elf because I don't like people coming into my wood and drinking my water. It's not your wood and it's not your water. The rain falls from the sky. I don't want to know about the water cycle. Get out of my wood now. No, I'm fed up. People coming into my woods, walking their dogs. Oh no, children doing Andy Goldsworthy sculptures with their forest school teachers. Oh, I'm going to put up a sign. I'm going to put up a sign that reads, "Please do not read this sign."
I'm going to put up another sign that says, if you've noticed this notice, you've probably noticed this notice is not worth noticing. I'm going to put up barbed wire. I'm going to build a wall. I don't want anyone coming into my wood and drinking my water.
Oh, please, let me have a drink of water.
Oh, kids, pest power. All right, you can have a drink of water, but only if you can answer not one, not two, but 3 questions.
3 questions? I'm not very good at answering questions. I always forget the answer and...
Bad luck, you won't get a drink of water. Right, the first question I'm going to make really hard. How many trees are there in this wood?
How many trees? 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. I think there's a tree behind that tree and that tree keeps moving around. I can't keep count.
Bad luck. And the second question.
Oh.
How many stars in the night sky?
I don't know. I'm not Brian Cox. I haven't got a big telescope.
Bad luck. And the third question is, what am I thinking?
What are you thinking? How do I know? And with that, the nasty little elf disappears down into his hole in the ground. And there's poor little Tommy. Tommy. His eyes are filling up with water. He's about to blubber when along the way comes a nice elf hopping and skipping along. And the nice elf, he comes up to Tommy and says, "Hello, Tommy. What's wrong with you?" "What's wrong with me? There's a nasty elf down there and I want a drink of water and I've got to answer 3 questions. I don't know the answer." "Oh, dry your eyes, Tommy. I'll help you. What's the first question?" "Well, the first... I've forgotten. Can you remember the first question?" "Yes. How many trees in the wood?" You'd make a good storyteller. You've got a good memory. "How many trees in the wood?" "Well, I don't know," says the nice elf. "But if you can find Tufty the squirrel, she's always swinging through the trees. She'll know." "Oh, thank you. And the second... I've forgotten. Can you remember?" "Yes. How many stars in the night sky?" You'd make a good storyteller because you've got a good memory. "Well, I don't know," says the nice elf. "But if you can find... if you can find Lily the frog, she's always sitting on the lily pad staring up at the night sky. She'll know the answer." "Thank you. And the third... You remember, don't you?" "Yes." "What's the nasty elf thinking?" You'd all make very good storytellers because you've got good memories. Not like Tommy. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. And the nice elf says, "Well, if you can find Ollie the owl, he'll know the answer to that." "Thank you," says Tommy. But then the nice elf's disappeared. Oh, either that, or he's gone somewhere else. Either that, or he's invisible. Either that, oh, get on with the story. And so now all we have to do is find Tufty the squirrel. Can anyone see Tufty the squirrel? I used to have a little furry, fluffy puppet. Oh, it was ever so snug on my hand, but I lost it. I'm sorry, so you'll have to pretend.
Hello, my name's Tufty the squirrel. Has anyone got a question for me? Yes, I know how many trees are in the woods. Do you know, every day I like to climb up into the trees to check everything's tickety-boo. Do you know what grows on an oak tree? word out of the children's dictionary. And do you know what grows on a horse chestnut tree? Yes, I'm bonkers about conkers too. And do you know what grows on a potato tree? Yes, and a spaghetti tree? Yes, and there is a tree where there are lots of people sitting, writing with pens and pencils on paper and in exercise books, and some have even got their laptops out. Do you know what sort of tree that is? Some of what they write rhymes and some doesn't. Yes, it's a poetry. And I know how many trees there are. Now put your hands out, please, like this. And write this number. 9, 9, 9. What's that all together? No, not 27. 999. I'm off now. I'm going to swing through the trees like Tarzan. Ouch! Oh, great! Tommy's got the answer to the first question. Now, all we need to do is find Lily the Frog. Can anyone see? No, you can't see Lily the Frog because I've just moved the laptop screen. Over here. Hello? Is your name Lily? Yes. Are you sure your name's Lily? That's the name my mum gave me. You've got a very unusual voice. I've got a very sore throat. You'd have a sore throat if you were living in the bottom of a pond half of the time. I've got laryngitis and the shops aren't open to get any strepsils. No! Bit of advertising there, sorry about that. Other brands are available. We've got a question for you. What is it? What's the question for Lily the Frog? How many stars are there? Well, last night I was sitting on the lily pad on my pond, looking up at the sky. It was such a clear night indeed. There were so many stars. It was so bright I had to put my star glasses on. But even still, there were so many stars, they were overcrowded. They kept knocking against each other, cheek by jowl. Then one stood on another's foot. Oh, they started arguing. They pulled their guns out. There were lots of shooting stars. Pow, 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 pow. And lots of them fell in my pond. Warmed it up a little bit. Have you got a good profile of me? What's my best side? What's my worst side? How many stars are there? I'll tell you, there's still a lot left. Write it down on your arm this time. There are more stars in the sky than grains of sand on the beach. Have you done that? Good. Don't care what your parents or your teachers say. And don't forget a full stop either. More stars than grains of sand on the beach. Remember that, won't you? And Lily the Frog hops off back to the lily pad on the pond. Wow, I've got the answer to the second question. All I have to do now is find Ollie the octopus. Oswald the octopus. Ollie the... Can anyone see? Ollie the owl. Ah, there he is. Hello, my name's Ollie the Owl. Has anyone got a question for me? And not why do I waddle like a clockwork penguin? Yes, we've got a question for you. What's the question? What's the nasty elf thinking? What's the nasty elf thinking? He's thinking he's the cleverest elf in the world. And off goes Ollie the Owl up into the old oak tree.
And so now, Tommy's got the answers to the questions. Can you put your hands together, scoop up the waters, and oh, it's gone again? And who's coming out of the hole in the ground?
It's me! I'm back! There's lots of people in this wood now. Don't you be litterbugs! Oh, right then. I'm going to ask you the questions, and if any of you get them wrong, I'm chucking you in a river. Right, first question. How many trees in this wood? 999, you said that. Was it you? Was it you? Was it you? All right, you'll never get the answer to the second question. How many stars are there in the night sky? There are more stars in the sky than grains of sand on the beach. You're helping each other, you are. Right, you'll never get the answer to the third one, because I am such a complex character. Not even William Shakespeare could do me justice. Perhaps Ingmar Bergman could. Well, right then, what am I thinking? What? I'm thinking I'm the cleverest elf in the world. And the nasty little elf, why, he's so angry. He gets so flustered. He gets so het up. He begins to blow himself up like a big balloon, like a great tomato. And then he goes pop. And lots of pieces of red elf fall to the ground like strange coloured snow. But for those who associate with the bad characters, listen from off stage. Nino, 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 Nino. And someone from the National Elf Service comes by, scoops him all back together, and makes him sit on the naughty log. Oh, well, I've got to sit on the naughty log and think of the consequences of my actions and how they affect other people. Oh, but now, everyone, let's join in with Tommy. Let's put our hands together, scoop up the waters, and drink, 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 drink. But before this story ends, a public service broadcast. Please do not go to any river roundabouts and scoop up the water and drink, because if you do, you might swallow some baby fish, and their mummy will be very, very sad. Plus, if you drink that water, it could make you go, bleh! Hey, do you like fish and chips? I love 'em. 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Oscar. It was the perfect day. Spring had sprung, winter'd been and gone. Someone somewhere flicked a switch and the sun had come on. Bird song filled the air, their trills thrill, dancing daffodils. And Saturday skateboarders shot by, showing off their skills. Well, I bought my lunch and I thought I'd munch on plein air. That's right, al fresco. I found a bench in the perfect spot. I said to myself, hey presto, as I unwrapped my steaming pack of haddock, peas and fries. I was the only one to salivate. There were 100 glaring eyes looking at my fish and chips. They were licking their lips as they all gathered round. Tombstones toppled, ash urns wobbled as more came out the ground. I said, it's not fair, there's not enough to share with all you poor souls. They said they didn't care. A little goes a long way when you're living in a deep dark hole.
Well, they tucked right in, there was a feeding frenzy like pigs at a trough. As the mob stuffed its gob, I bumped some on the chops, and aha, their heads rolled off. The goodies all came drooling, dribbling out of their cribs. If I had an inkling, I'd have ordered extra chips. And my fish and chips, they were licking their lips as they all gathered round. Tombstones toppled and ash urns wobbled as more came out the ground. I said, it's not fair, there's not enough to share with all you poor souls. They said they didn't care, a little goes a long way when you're living in a deep dark hole. They said, give us a chip, a bit of that batter, there's nothing like that down there. While we're here, let's have a natter, this batter is made with beer. Remember the old days, remember the old ways. Na 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 na. When out of the church came a gangly man, dressed in white and black. At last all of those greedy graveyard guts were gonna feel some flack. But they didn't flip off, nor stop their scoff, they really quipped, good day, Picard. Then he nicked my last chip and said, next time ask for extra salt and vinegar. At my fish and chips, they were licking their lips as they all gathered round. Tombstones toppled, ash urns wobbled as more came out the ground. I said, it's not fair, there's not enough to share with all you poor souls. They said they didn't care, a little goes a long way when you're living in a deep, dark hole. Oscar Piggott on the flute. What do you think of that, Oscar? Is it all right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Excellent. Oh, hello. Did you know that long ago in Dorset there was a giant? And one morning he came downstairs and he said to his mother, I am Giant Grumble. Can't you hear my tummy rumble? And the mother said, yes, I did. And what would you like for breakfast? Porridge. Excuse me, I want porridge. One more time. Give me some porridge. Well, if you're going to speak like that, you can go upstairs to your room. Oh, Giant Grumble stomped upstairs to his room. And when he got there, there was something unusual. Oh, there's a red cupboard on the wall. Oh, and there's a red key. And he turned the key. And inside the cupboard there were Wellington boots. Guess what colour the Wellington boots were? Yes, red Wellington boots. And he looked at the bottom and it said, 1 mile boot. Oh, I'm going to sneak downstairs and put them on. Don't you tell my mum. And so Giant Grumble, he went downstairs and he put the left boot on the left foot and the right boot on the right foot. And off he set. He took one step forward and travelled 1 mile. And he took a second step and he travelled 2 miles. And he took one more step and he travelled 3 miles. Ooh, there's a grocer's shop. Oranges and apples and bananas, pineapples, a rhubarb. And the man came out and said, what would you like? Giant Grumble, apples. Excuse me, apples and pears. One more time, I want apples and pears and some blackcurrants. Well, if you're going to speak like that, you can go home. I'm closing the shop now. No, and Giant Grumble went home with his tummy rumbling. And when he came down the stairs next morning, he said to his mother, "I am Giant Grumble. Can't you hear my tummy rumble?" "Yes, I can. What would you like for breakfast?" "Porridge." "Excuse me?" "I want porridge." "One more time." "I said I want porridge." "Well, if you're going to speak like that, go to your room." "No." And when he got to the room, there was a cupboard. It was a green cupboard. And there was a green key. Oh, and he opened up the cupboard, and inside there were some Wellington boots. And what colour were they? Yes, green Wellington boots. Oh, it's got 10-mile boots on the bottom. 10-mile boots. Oh, I'm going to go downstairs and put these on. Don't you tell my mum. And down the stairs he went. And he put one foot on one boot. Did you hear I got that wrong then? He got one boot on one foot and the second boot on the second foot. And off he went on his journey. He put one foot in front of the others and he travelled 10 miles. And he put another foot forwards and he travelled 20 miles, 30 miles, 40 miles, 50, 60, 70, 80. He kept walking and walking and walking all the way to Scotland. And then he saw a fish and chip shop. Oh, I love fish and chips. Oh. Do you remember we had a story yesterday about a man who bought some fish and chips and he went into a graveyard and all the ghosts and ghoulies wanted some of his grub too? A bit of a theme going on here with the fish and chips. Oh, I love fish and chips. Oh, I do indeed. And a man comes out the shop and says, "What would you like, Giant Grumble?" "Fish and chips." "Excuse me?" "Fish and chips with some mushy peas." I always thought you said the right word. What do you mean the right word? I want fish and chips, I want mushy peas, and, a battered deep fried Mars bar. Well, if you're going to speak like that, you can go home. I'm shutting shop. Oh! And Giant Grumble, he walks all the way home with his tummy rumbling. And in the morning he goes downstairs and says, "I am Giant Grumble. Can't you hear my tummy rumble?" "Yes, I can. What would you like for breakfast?" "You know what I want. I want porridge." "Pardon?" "Porridge." "Excuse me?" "Porridge." "Well, if you're going to speak like that, go to your room," said his mother. Oh, and when he got to the room, there was a cupboard. Guess what colour the cupboard was? Yes, and there was a key, and guess what colour the key was? Yes, you're right. And there were some Wellington boots in the cupboard, and guess what colour they were? Perfect! How did you know? And on the bottom of the boot was written, 100-mile boot. Right, I'm not going to the local greengrocers. I'm not going up to Scotland to that mean fish and chip man. I'm going to head south. And so he snuck downstairs. Don't you tell my mum. And he put one boot on one foot and one boot on the other foot. I got it right that time. And he set forth with one step 100 miles. I'm across the sea. With the second step 200 miles. I'm in France. 300, 400, 500. He kept walking and walking all the way through France. Soon he was in the Alps of Italy, and then I'll come walking all over the place. Where am I going now? What's that country there? That's Turkey. What's that country there? Oh, look, there's Syria. What's that country there? Oh, look, it's Lebanon. Oh, and he came to a little town, and there he could smell something. Oh, what's that smell? Oh, Oh, I think I'll look through the window. There's a woman doing some cooking. She's mixing up something, like little cakes she's making. And there's some white stuff there, and there's some red sticky stuff too. And the woman comes out and says, "Hello, who are you?" "I am Giant Grumble. Can't you hear my tummy rumble?" "Yes, I can. Would you like something to eat?" "I would." "What would you like?" "Some of that stuff there." "Pardon?" "Some of that stuff you're making in the kitchen." "Excuse me, I want some of that grub now." "Well, Giant Grumble, if you're going to speak like that, you'd better go and sit down there underneath that fig tree." "No!" "I don't understand. My mum asked me what I want for breakfast. I say porridge. I don't get it. I went to the greengrocer's. He wouldn't give me any of that fruit. I went to Scotland for some fish and chips and some mushy peas and a deep-fried battered Mars bar. He shut up shop. Why don't I get what I want?" "What? What word should I say?" "I said peas. He wouldn't give me any." "Fleas? I haven't got fleas." "Stop teasing." "What did you say?" "What? Pardon?" "I should be saying P-L-E-A-S-E. P-L-E-A-S-E. P for what? P for penguin. L for what? L for Liverpool. Ha. E for what? E for egg or elephant. I don't know which one to choose. A for happy. S for snake. And E for I don't know. Eggplant. Put them all together. Please, P-L-E-A-S-C, please. Oh, she's coming. I've got to say please. "Hello, Giant Grumble. What would you like?" "I'd like some of that stuff now." "Please?" "Oh, Giant Grumble, you've learnt some manners. You stay there. I'll bring you some food." And she did. "What's that round thing? What is it?" "Oh, there's more of them. There's lots on the plate. They're like little cakes. What are they?" "Well, when you take them back to your country, you can call them scones or scones." Oh, scones or scones. Oh, something's got two names. Oh, like tomato and tomato and potato and potato. Oh, scone and scones. And what's that white stuff? Well, when you go back to your country, you might call it clotted cream. Clotted cream? We don't have clotted cream in our country. No, but you will do after this story. Oh, will we? Oh, and what's that red sticky stuff? Well, that's pomegranate jam. Pomegranates? What are they? They're fruit. We don't have pomegranates, but we have strawberries. Can we make strawberry jam to go with the scones or scones? Of course. So what do you do with it all? And the lady, she cut open those scones or scones, and then she put on some jam, and then she put on some cream on one, and on the other half, she did it the other way round. Which way do you like your scones or scones? Do you like them with the jam on first and the cream on top, or the cream on first and the jam on top? And do you even like butter underneath as well? Well, whichever way he ate them, he loved those scones or scones. And at the end of the meal, he said, "That's absolutely delicious. Could I take the recipe back, please, for my mother to make these lovely, lovely scones or scones?" "Of course. Thank you very much, Giant Grumble. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Take a recipe back to your country." And he did. And the next morning when he came downstairs, he said, "I am Giant Grumble. Can't you hear my tummy rumble?" And his mother said, "Yes, I did. Now, what would you like for breakfast this morning?" Mother, dearest, dearest heart, oh, mother of mine, I would very much appreciate it if you could find time in your busy schedule to make me some porridge. Please. Why, Giant Grumble, you've learnt some manners at last. I have. I went all the way to Lebanon. I had some 100-mile boots on. This lovely lady there, she showed me how to make scones and scones and also how to make clotted cream. Do you know what? If you made them, perhaps one day that might become a traditional West Country feast. Well, tell me the recipe after I've made the porridge, and I'll see what I can do. Thank you, Mother. Giant Grumble. He certainly learned his manners. I'm sure you've got good manners too, haven't you? Do you know anyone who talks and talks and talks and doesn't know when to stop? Storytellers sometimes who can go on and on and on. And I don't want to be a storyteller like that. I just want to leave you now with something short and sweet. I hope you've enjoyed the last few episodes of Storytelling Shenanigans with me, Clive Pig. I'm not going to say any more because if I do, something awful could happen to me. I've got to stop talking, and so I'll just tell the last tale, because there was once a talking turtle. He couldn't stop talking. Yakety, 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 yakety. Oh, me. I'm so interesting. Oh, yes, not like you. You're really, really boring, but everything I say is so interesting. Even when I'm not talking, I'm thinking, and I'm so clever, and I know everything. And do you know, if everyone listened to me and didn't talk to me, then well, they'd learn a lot indeed. Talk, whiffle waffle, piffle paffle, whiffle waffle. Honestly, it's much more interesting than anyone else. Now, this turtle, oh, what a bore. Talk, and he didn't listen to anyone else. Until he paused for breath one morning, and he heard some hunters. Today, we hunt turtle. Today, we kill turtle. Today, we eat turtle. What? Oh no, they're getting their boats ready and their nets and their spears. Oh, I've got to get away. So the turtle trundles along the shore of Lake Victoria and sees two beautiful, fine, elegant, pink flamingos standing as they do upon one leg. And he called up to them, "You've got to help me. The hunters today. Why, you know, they're going to hunt turtle. They're going to kill turtle. They're going to eat turtle." They're going to hunt turtles? Well, that's good news for us. It means they won't be after us for our feathers or meat. We'll be safe today. Yes, we will. And the turtle says, "Thinking of yourself. Honestly, please, you've got to help me escape. Look, you can fly. You could take me to the other side of the lake and I'd be safe." And the flamingos say, "We don't want to touch you. You're a dirty turtle. Look, you're all damp and muddy. You'll make our pink feathers all lose their sheen." "Oh, no. Look. I know how you can help me. There's a stick over there. I'll go and get it. And then I'm going to put the stick in my mouth like this. Oh, and you with your long necks and beaks can bend down. You can pick up the stick and I'll hold on tight with my teeth. And then you can jump up into the air and fly across the water and take me to safety." "Oh, why? You're a very clever turtle." "Yes, I am a clever turtle. Did I ever tell you about the time I..." "Just stop talking for a while. Go and get the stick and we'll help you." Oh, so the turtle goes to get the stick. He brings the stick up and then he puts it to his mouth. And the two flamingos, they lean down and they pick up each end of the stick with the turtle hanging on between. And they fly, taking the turtle up across the lake towards safety. But now the hunters are out on the lake, and they're hauling in turtles and throwing them into their boats. They're stabbing them with their harpoons. But one hunter, he looks up and he says, "Hey, look at those flamingos flying across the lake. They are so beautiful." Another hunter says, "Leave the flamingos. We'll get those next week. Today we're hunting turtles." "Hey, I know, but they're carrying something between them up there. What is it?" And the hunters all look up, and they see between them there is a turtle holding on to a stick with his mouth. And one of the hunters says, "Hey, those clever flamingos, helping the turtle to escape." But the turtle, he hears what the hunter said, and he can't stop himself. He says, "No, it wasn't their idea. It was mine." And he falls down towards the lake. But before he hits the water, one of the hunters throws a spear. And that night, sitting around the fire, the hunters are eating. This turtle meat tastes good. Hey, this turtle. That was the one that fell from the sky, huh? The other hunters say, yeah. You know, if that turtle had learned to keep his mouth shut, he'd still be alive this evening. That is a lesson not just for the turtle. Well, it's too late. He can't learn his lesson. He's had it. What about me? I've got to stop talking sometime, otherwise my tongue will want to run away with itself. And I expect your ears might need a little bit of a rest now too. So, I don't know how many stories we've had, how many songs have been sung, and how many poems have been spouted, but I hope you enjoyed some of them indeed. And enjoy the rest of the summer holidays. Farewell from me. My name's Clive, and I don't wear a wig, but I do give a fig about stories.